Thanks for joining us on Television News at 7. I am Rosemary Kokotega. The headlines. President Tinubu transmits FCTA 2026 budget to Senate, seeks approval for key appointments. Abaji chairman inaugurates Revenue Generation Committee to boost council's income. INEC collaborates with Air Force for credible elections in 2027. And sports, President Tinubu mourns former Super Eagles coach Adeboye Olubende. President Bola Tinubu has formally transmitted the 2026 budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, the FCTA, to the Senate for consideration. The President also requests for the approval of several key federal appointments. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, read the communication during plenary, which indicates that the proposed budget was prepared in line with statutory provisions guiding the FCTA and aligned with the fiscal and developmental priorities of the federal government.
In line with the Act, the budget proposal has been prepared on the basis of the FCTA's revenue and expenditure forecast. It aligns with the fiscal and developmental policies of the federal government and the New Hope agenda. In addition, the budget proposal takes into consideration the 2025-2028 Economic Recovery Growth Plan, as well as key assumptions of the 2026 Appropriation Act of the federal government. The FCTA is prioritizing improvement in healthcare delivery, job creation, youth empowerment, social welfare services, education infrastructure, and increased productivity in agriculture in order to lift a significant number of citizens out of poverty in the Federal Capital Territory.
The Senate referred the proposal to its Committee on Rules and Business for further legislative action and scheduling. In a separate correspondence also read on the floor, President Tinubu sought accelerated Senate approval for 8 nominees across 4 federal institutions. Among the nominees is tax policy expert Taiwo Oyedele, whose ministerial nomination was forwarded for expedited consideration. The request was subsequently referred to the Committee of the Whole for legislative action.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. I'm pleased to forward to the Senate for confirmation the nomination of Mr. Taiwo Oyedele as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While I hope that this request will receive expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Senate President read additional letters conveying the President's appointment of Nasara Ilo as Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Anti-Doping Center for an initial 4-year tenure. Similarly, the President submitted names for confirmation as commissioners for the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Former Rivers lawmaker Magnus Abbey was nominated as chairman alongside Josiah and Sunday Adebayo as non-executive commissioners. The nomination was referred to the relevant Senate committees. Meanwhile, the plenary was briefly adjourned in honor of the late Senator Barinade Mpigi, who represented Rivers Southeast Senatorial District, in keeping with National Assembly's tradition of observing departed members. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians across states that the nation will never allow agents of instability to undermine its peace, unity, and sovereignty. President Tinubu gave the assurance while hosting religious and traditional leaders for the interfaith breaking of the fast at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, acknowledging their critical roles in promoting peace, stability, and moral guidance within their communities. He promised to continue making the most of the opportunity given to him to lead the country by sustaining the trajectory of the economy's growth and prosperity. President Tinubu reaffirmed his commitment to intensifying investment in critical sectors of agriculture and education to leave a lasting legacy for future generations. In his remarks, the ex-Mupe Yahya Abubakar, who represented the President of the Nigeria Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs and the Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar, expressed gratitude to the President for hosting the leaders of the two major religions at the breaking of fast, which symbolizes unity. According to a statement by Presidential aide Bayo Nanuga, the President Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Archbishop Daniel Oko, representing Dr. Joseph Baba Panya, President of the Evangelical Church, William Oil, assured President Tinubu of the church's support for the administration in its determination to transform the economy and strengthen the country's security architecture. The chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Danladi Chia, says residents of the Federal Capital Territory will continue to support all programs and policies of the present APC-led administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. Chia stated this while welcoming the FCT Minister Barrister Nyesom Wike to Kwali Area Council in continuation of his thank you tour following the last FCT Area Council elections. Correspondent Abdullah Mukhtar reports.
The FCT Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, had earlier visited Buhari, Abuja Municipal Area Council and Kuje Area Council as part of his thank you tour to appreciate residents for their massive support for the ruling All Progressive Congress APC during the recent FCT Area Council elections before arriving in Kwali. Welcoming the minister, the chairman of Kwali Area Council and FCT chapter chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Algon, Mr. Danladi Chia, said the people of Kwali remain grateful for the numerous projects executed in the area. He also appealed to the minister to consider completing some of the projects earlier promised to the council.
A contractor handling Ija Tampe Road has left the site and is giving us a huge concern from Ija to Tampe. A contractor left the site, and that same contractor from Peitayo Road, the man have left the site. And these are areas that we have good food, we have a lot of farmers.
In his remarks, the Esu Kwali Luka Ayedu Nizasan III said the FCT has witnessed significant development since the appointment of the minister. The traditional ruler commended Barrister Wike for ensuring a free, fair and credible election during the last FCT Area Council polls.
Thank you for making it easy for the people of Kwali Area Council to decide their leaders. If you have not impacted Kwali Area Council, I'm sure people who emerged today will not have it easy to roll on your back to become elected into offices today. So we say thank you.
Also speaking, the chairman-elect of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Nuhu Daniel Kwali, said residents would have wished for the minister to remain in office indefinitely if it were possible. He attributed his victory in the last election to the numerous projects executed in the FCT under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
On behalf of the chairman-elect, we want to say very thank you for standing firm and supporting the FCT minister in making sure that FCT Area Council election was well delivered to put a smile in the face of our dear father, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Barrister Nyesom Wike used the occasion to announce the elevation of the Esu Kwali stool to first-class status, a declaration that threw the whole into jubilation. The highlight of the event was the official commissioning of the renovated Alhaji Gambo Memorial Town Hall by the minister, one of the projects executed by the Kwali Area Council Chairman, Mr. Danladi Chia. Dignitaries at the occasion included serving Area Council Chairman, Chairman-elect, traditional rulers, and hundreds of party supporters from within and outside Kwali Area Council. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan, has said the Commission will collaborate with the Air Force for credible elections in 2027. The INEC chairman said this while receiving the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Kelvin Aneke, in his office in Abuja. He said the visit would strengthen the relationship between the military and the Commission for 2027 elections. Professor Amupitan said he values the expertise and dedication of the Air Force in logistics and security operations, which are paramount to the country's electoral system's integrity.
As we look forward to these dates, we recognize
the ongoing challenges we face. We are confident that with your continued partnership and support, we can ensure secure and orderly environment for our citizens to exercise their democratic rights. I am happy that the Nigerian Air Force is an elitist force, and of course, the joy about the air power is that it is a psychological weapon, and of which the Nigerian Air Force has come of age. And the Air Force is lucky to also have somebody of your caliber to be able to lead Nigeria to the next destination.
Earlier, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Neke, said the partnership between the Air Force and the Commission is anchored on country's stability and would work to ensure rule of law is strictly observed.
The relationship between the Nigerian Air Force and INEC has long been anchored on our shared commitment to national stability, professionalism, and the rule of law. The Nigerian Air Force considers this partnership with the Commission as an important contribution to safeguarding the integrity of Nigeria's democratic process. This engagement therefore provides an opportunity to further deepen the existing collaboration between the Commission and the Nigerian Air Force, and reaffirm our collective resolve to support the successful conduct of elections across this great country.
The chairman of Abaji Area Council, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, has inaugurated the Revenue Generation Committee to oversee and strengthen revenue collection activities in the council. Speaking during the inauguration ceremony held at the council's secretariat in Abaji, Abdullahi said the committee was constituted in line with the council's newly gazetted bylaws, which provide the legal framework for improving internally generated revenue. According to him, the bylaws, particularly Section 3, Subsection 1, empowers the chairman to appoint a revenue generation committee responsible for supervising revenue collection and generation activities of the council. Alhaji Abdullahi listed members of the committee to include heads of key departments of the council as well as individuals with relevant expertise in revenue generation and management. He described the committee as the first of its kind since the creation of the council, expressing confidence in the ability and integrity of members to deliver on their mandate. The chairman urged the committee members to strictly adhere to the provisions of the bylaws and familiarize themselves thoroughly with its contents in carrying out their responsibilities. He also advised them to align their work with the administration's 2026 budget policy direction, which focuses on probity, accountability, and transparency in revenue management. The Abaji chairman further disclosed that the council had reached an understanding with a private technical partner to introduce modern technology, including the use of point of sales, that is POS systems, to improve revenue collection, and directed the committee to work closely with the technical partner to ensure efficiency and maximum performance. The chairman-elect of Gwagwalada Area Council, Comrade Kasimo Mohammed Ikwa, alongside councillors-elect and key political stakeholders, has paid a thank-you visit to Senator Philip Tamimo Aduda following the successful outcome of the recently concluded FCT Area Council's election. The visit was aimed at appreciating Senator Aduda for his leadership, guidance, and unwavering support, which contributed to the victory recorded during the election. Comrade Ikwa expressed gratitude to the senator for his continuous commitment to the growth of the party and the development of Gwagwalada Area Council. He noted that the victory recorded at the polls was a reflection of the collective efforts, unity and support of party leaders and supporters across the council. The Gwagwalada chairman-elect assured his administration would focus on delivering good governance, promoting development, and improving the welfare of residents of Gwagwalada Area Council. Responding, Senator Tamimo Aduda congratulated the chairman-elect, councillors-elect, and party stakeholders for the successful outing in the election. He urged them to remain committed to serving the people and fulfilling the promises made during the campaign. The visit provided an opportunity for party leaders and stakeholders to further strengthen their political relationship and reaffirmed their commitment to the progress and development of the Gwagwalada Area Council. You can watch ASO Television live on DSTV 392, StarTimes TV 127, Free TV 507, on the UHF band. We are on channel 38. More stories after this time out. Stay with us.
Our first efforts at democracy and self-government were abruptly arrested in the mid-60s, largely as a result of the incongenial atmosphere engendered by the uncompromising stance adopted by the political parties of the First Republic. Thus, opportunities were lost for our people to interact and learn to accommodate different points of view for the betterment of the country. We must not allow that episode to repeat itself. The new system that will have adopted presents us with yet another opportunity to achieve national integration, which is a prerequisite for the building of a strong and virile nation.
The news at 7 on ASO Television. We go ahead with other stories. The senator representing Rivers West Senatorial District, Ipalibo Baningo, has defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the ruling All Progressives Congress's party, APC, adding to the number of APC senators in the Senate. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, announced the defection of Senator Bamigo to the ruling party during the plenary. Speaking with Senate correspondents after the plenary, Senator Bamigo attributed her decision to the massive infrastructural drive of the Tinubu's-led administration across the country, which her senatorial district has equally benefited from. She also hailed the economic policies of the administration, which, according to her, has stabilized the naira and improved social-economic well-being of all Nigerians.
Never seem to have been completed, but in his tenure now, he has taken the infrastructural development. I'm also excited about the economic reforms, particularly now. You know that we know that for the last 3 years there's nothing like two forex markets again in Nigeria. They have been coalesced to one, which is a great positive, because this business of you go to bank, you buy one rate, you go to the open, what do they call it, bureau de change or whatever, and there's fantastic rates and all the rest of it, and it wasn't very good for the outlook of the economy of this country. So that stabilization has really impressed me, and I think it's even going to get better. We hope that the naira will even get stronger with time.
Senator Bamigo further commended the president for the fatherly roles he had played in the political affairs in Rivers State, which has stabilized democracy and the rule of law. The lawmaker also described the First Lady, Senator Oluyemi Tinubu, as her role model, whose support to the president in the area of women and girls empowerment has lifted so many Nigerians from economic crisis to stability.
Matters that you know have concerned Nigeria State, Rivers State, and how he had provided that backing to make sure that governance still continues in Rivers State. And that fatherly role he has played has really impressed me. I've watched it over the months and over the years, and I think that he deserves all our support, and also to ensure that he has the opportunity to carry on and to complete some of these reforms and to take them forwards. Also, I want to work to support the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, because I've seen the support she has given to the president over the years, over his political journey, and her impact and work with women and youths all across the country. She moves up all over this nation, emboldening the women, encouraging the youths, and supporting those things that impact positively on the lives of our communities. So when I looked at all these things and thought through them, I was convinced that I'm taking the right decision.
Of a defection for tomorrow, that is Wednesday, during the plenary. For years, residents of Kapolu, Obengwa, Bolos in Southern Tasha area of Chikun local government area have lived under the shadow of violent bandit attacks, while headlines often focus on numbers, the killed, the kidnapped. The deeper story is one of emotional trauma, sleepless nights, and communities struggling to heal. Here is a report on that.
Beyond the statistics, survivors of banditry attacks say the psychological scars remain long after the gunshot fade. In early confirmed reports between 2021 and 2022, Ungwambulus witnessed mass kidnappings, including incidents where over 24 residents were abducted and several killed after ransom demands were unmet. The 2023 attack reopened wounds that had barely healed.
Sunana Friday Adams daga Kapolo, Ungwambulus ta Sawantasha, ta cikin karamar hukumar Chikun local government, Kaduna State. Kuma area mu inda aka shigo on the 2023 aka shigo mana around 5 to 5:30 an shigo wannan kidnappers suka shigo mana suka kwashe mutane, wasu kuma aka kakashe, wasu kuma sun jikata.
Residents say the attackers struck, shooting sporadically and moving from house to house.
Series of gunshots, people panicking, people running from here to there. I think it was through this hill that the bandits came into the community, and then went into houses, kidnapping people, kidnapping so many people. In fact, they left with so many people.
Those bandit people enter. They are shooting anyhow to scare people, and people are start running for their life. So that day, it was very, very bad experience, and we are pleading for the government to come.
It was a bad experience that night because many people were very scared. So many people were kidnapped and some were killed that very day. Since that experience, many people ran away and some of them are yet to come back. And still up to now, many people are living under fear.
Security agents reportedly arrived after the attack and evacuated the dead. But residents say there has been no permanent security presence since then. For families of the missing, the pain is compounded by uncertainty suspended between hope and mourning. Some residents have abandoned their homes entirely. Others return during the day but leave at night to sleep elsewhere.
What residents of Ungwambulus are describing as symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder
or what we call PTSD. When individuals experience repeated violent attacks, they develop hypervigilance, meaning that they are constantly on alert. The inability to sleep properly or deeply, and over time may result in a condition called insomnia. Other symptoms may include panic at sudden sounds, emotional exhaustion, and fear of returning home at night are all trauma responses amongst many other symptoms. Communities exposed to ongoing insecurity may also experience collective trauma. Children growing up in such environments can develop anxiety disorders, difficulty concentrating in school, and long-term emotional instability if no psychological support is provided.
I can remember one Yoruba businessman named Felix Olufemi, who was kidnapped with his daughter together with some people.
I can remember Abel.
I can remember one.
In Kapolu Ngwambulus, the gunshot may have stopped for now, but the fear remains. And until security and psychological support reach this community, many here say peace is still out of reach. Isanu, ASO Television News.
Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, OAGF, has explained why some federal workers have yet to receive their February 2026 salaries. A statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations to the OAGF, Mr. Bawa Mokwa, showed that the delay affects the Federal Ministry of Steel Development and 4 other government agencies. According to the OAGF, the problem is as a result of non-availability of enough money in the specific account set aside to pay the staff of the affected organizations. The agencies facing this challenge include the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, National Rural Electrification Agency, Kamoko National Park, and the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria, while clarifying that the delay is only affecting these specific groups as other federal workers across the country have already been paid their money in full. The OAGF mentioned that the government already sent the salaries to the bank. However, some staff cannot reach their money due to bank rule. The office further said it is working hard to making sure these issues are sorted out as quickly as possible so everyone can get their money. Now, on a rather sad note, President Bola Tinubu has sympathized with the family and associates of a renowned football administrator and former Super Eagles head coach Adeboye Emugbende, who passed away on Monday at the age of 88. The president also extended his condolences to the Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF, the National Sports Commission, NSC, professional leagues and fans of the administrator who distinguished himself as the first indigenous coach of the Super Eagles in 1982. The president's condolence message is contained in a statement released earlier today by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Nanoga. President Tinubu commended the contributions of the Moda Keke High Chief to the development of grassroots football and to the strengthening of football administration in Nigeria. He also acknowledged the historic leadership of Chief Emugbende, who guided the Super Eagles to the final of the Africa Cup of Nations in 1984. According to the president, the accomplished football manager will be remembered for his discipline, integrity, foresight, and passion for the round leader game. He prayed for the repose of the departed and comfort for his family. The football tactician's family announced his passing on Monday in a message signed by a family member, Bolade Adesoye. May his soul continues to rest in peace. Now here is a reminder of one of our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has formally transmitted the 2026 budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to the Senate for consideration alongside the requests for the approval of several key federal appointments. That's the bulletin this night. Many thanks for watching. I am Rosemary Hukokotega. Good night.